We were driving down Hart Street, and then all of a sudden he slammed on the middle of the road and said, "Have you seen that?" I said, "No." He reverses the van back, and then all I see from my side was literally half a head from a girl hanging from the side of a car. So I jump out the car and I go up to her and I just ask her if she's all right, and she just looked in complete shock. She had blood all over her body, and she just screamed at me. She said, "He's killing kids over there. He's killing kids over there." I just looked at Martin and we were just in complete shock. We just didn't know what to think, didn't know what to do. But looking at this woman, she looked in a really bad way, and I just knew it was a really bad situation. So me and Martin start walking towards the place where she's pointed at.
And how far is she from the place where she's pointing at?
She's at the top of the road leaning against the car. There was more people down the road, but at this stage at the time, we were so focused on this girl, we didn't see there was more people down there. We're just hearing this girl screaming to us that this guy's stabbing kids at this location. So we start running towards this place where she's pointed, and she gets up. It's like she used all of her energy to point to us where this was happening, and then she completely collapses onto the floor. In which case, we go up to make sure she's all right. She was also on the phone to the police at the same time, which is when I've took the phone off her and I'm on the phone to the police. Martin's making sure she's all right. I start running towards this direction, which is obviously where this is happening, where these kids are in the dance studio. And I'm running, I get to the car park, and as I'm running towards the door, there's a car which is a woman's in the car, and she's beeping her horn and she's screaming for me to come over. So I run straight over to the car, and it's just a middle-aged woman, and she's got, I presume, one of her child in the passenger seat, and then in the back there's like 4 or 5 more kids, all in the back, covered in blood. It was like a scene of what you'd see on like a disaster film, honestly. And she just looked at me, the woman, and she said, "Honestly, love, I just want to make sure these kids are safe. I'm just going to park on the road. Please, can you get this girl out?" So you got the driver's side. On the driver's side, behind the driver's seat, I open the door, and honestly, like, there's this girl, which will probably stay with me for the rest of my life, and she was completely out of it. I can't explain to you how horrific it is what I saw, but in the moment, I didn't even know what to do. Do you know, I didn't know what to think. I just wanted to get her out of the car and try and get her to safety. So I've just got this girl out of the car, and I've ran towards the road, and I've just been, because we're there at the start, you see, so there's only a few members of the public, and the main thing in that specific moment was like, there's still more, like, this is actually happening, and there's people inside there, because that's where they've come from. So I just initially wanted to get her out of the car and try and get her to safety, like, but I didn't know where was safe, if that makes sense. So I take her to the road, and I'm shouting and I'm screaming for help. Someone ring the ambulance. Everyone was trying to do their best. You know, no one expected that would happen, but in the moment, all you wanted is just like a professional to be there to like kind of know what to do. So I go to the front, I take her out of the car park, I run to the front, I'm shouting all this, then we put her down, me and Martin put her down, then Martin stays with this girl then. Okay, and there's more people which are coming at this stage. There's more people coming to help. Everyone's gathering around. Everyone's doing what they can do. And then I run back in. I run back into the car park, and I basically run towards the door which is the entrance and the exit out to the dance studio. And you get there, and it's like the building's like an L shape, and you've got the gym where I used to go to upstairs, and there was 2 men in this bit here, and I don't know who's who. I don't know what's going on. So I'm looking at these men, and they just look completely shook up and frightened, and they're pointing to this dance studio, saying, "He's in there, mate. He's in there." So I open the door downstairs, and as you go in, there's just a stairway which goes up, and there's a landing at the top, and then which goes through to, I presume, the dance studio. So I just remember opening the door, and I was shouting hello, just see if anyone was there. And then I remember just taking a step on. I remember go onto the stairs, and took a few steps onto the stairs. I'm still at the bottom of the stairs though, and I look up, and then there's just this guy there at the top of the stairs, just in a full tracksuit with his hood up, with a knife, and it's like he maybe didn't realise that I was going to be in there, but we've looked at each other, then he's scurried off to the side.
And you locked eyes with this man? You looked at him?
I looked at this guy, yeah.
At that point, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking things which I'm not allowed to be saying on Sky News right now, but I'm just, at the same time, I'm really scared as well, do you know what I mean? Because all I saw was a knife. All I thought was there was more people in there, more people in there which were hurting people. So I'm there by myself at the bottom of the stairs. I didn't know, honestly, I just wanted to hurt him so bad, but at the same time I was scared for myself, and I was just wanted to be up there to help anyone who was up there. So I've come, he's scurried off, I've come outside, and then I've been screaming then because I know where he is. I'm trying to get everyone to come to the door. We were there for a good 10 minutes before any police arrived, and just the moment we turned up to the point where I've smashed the door was a good 8 to 10 minutes, which felt like a lifetime, if that makes sense. And then we've ran, you know, I'm completely hectic now because I've seen the guy and I know he's up there, and I'm just screaming, screaming, where's the police, where's the police? One police car finally turns up, and I'm screaming, he's down there, he's down there. He just gets out where I am, and then he runs with me to the door. We run straight to the door, and then we get to the doorway, and then he said we've got to wait for backup, got to wait for someone else to come there because he only had a baton on him. And then his colleague came with a taser, and then he comes in front. So these two police officers go up the stairs, then I'm right behind them. They tackle this guy down to the floor. Straight away, there was no kind of fight at all. They just tackle him down to the floor, and I've grabbed this girl, and I'm walking down the stairs, and I start running towards the ambulance as soon as I get outside, and I'm sprinting towards the ambulance, and I put her down, you know, with a medic, and then straight away the medics run her, the paramedics run her. They were asking me to go to the ambulance, get these certain things like, you know, for the drip and other things which I can't even tell you the names for, but I was just trying to be there for her as much as possible since that guy, you know, when the police came there and we ran and the suspect went down, it was kind of all done then, but the damage had been done.
But you felt compelled to stay and continue to help?
Yeah, so Martin stayed with the first girl who I pulled out of the car, and then I stayed with the second girl who I took from upstairs. I'm in a mess anyway because of what's just happened, and I'm just thinking, I hope she survives. There was parents coming up to me, like asking me to describing what their kids were wearing that day when they were going into the holiday club, and I just didn't know what to say, and they were asking, is she alive? Is she safe? And just didn't know what to say, and it was horrible. It was really disgusting to kind of be a part of it. But I'm happy that I was there at that time. I just really wish that it didn't happen for a start, or, you know, we could have done maybe something more to help.
What was it like as a parent watching other parents come and ask those questions about whether their own children were alive?
Well, this is what I mean. Obviously, just having my baby Avani, like, I'm a new dad, and that was one of the hardest things for me when I'm first off seeing these children in that position. These children weren't crying. They were absolutely terrified, if that makes sense. And then when these parents start turning up towards the end, because they're there to pick their children up from a Taylor Swift holiday club, and they're turning up and they're in absolutely hysterics. They're screaming, they're crying. They want to go into the building. They're not allowed to now because it's a crime scene. You know, they're coming asking me for questions and wanting to just know information. It's upsetting. It's heartbreaking. It made me feel disgusting. Really upset. But I'm still processing it in my head as well now, because it only happened yesterday. I just feel completely shook up of what's gone on, to be fair. I'm just really upset for all the parents and all the children who had to go through that yesterday. And, you know, just makes me want to be a part of some kind of first response unit who's there to, like, help people in that situation straight away, because when you're in that situation of you're needing someone there with some kind of physicality, some kind of weapon there to defuse the situation, I mean, you need them there instantly. I feel disgusted for the whole situation of what's actually happened. Everyone's being affected by this. It's not just a small thing. I think everyone's going to be affected by this, and the fact that it's all children as well makes the whole situation 1,000 times worse in my eyes. You know, they can't protect themselves at all.
You ran towards danger. Do you consider yourself, I know you probably wouldn't label yourself as such, but you consider yourself a hero? What you did is not...
I know. Honestly, so many people have messaged me saying that, and I'm not going to label myself a hero at all, but... Well, no buts. I'm not going to label myself a hero at all. I just done what I felt was right in the moment, and in the moment, I was just seeing I was seeing a mixture of red because I was so angry and just like, I need to like help these people. So I just done what I felt like I could do and just everything I could do. That was all I could do. And you know, it's all happened now, and I think back to it and I think, well, what if I actually, because we were doing windows, see, what if I ran in and got the pole from the van, and what if I went and done all this? But in the heat of the moment, you know, you can just do what you feel is right. And when I got to that point, when I was on the steps and I looked at him and I just thought, if I go up there, you know, what's to say there's not another man there? Or what to say that he gets lucky and he gets me, then I've lost my life then. So just, but that's what I'm questioning in my head now. Maybe if I ran up, things could have been differently. Do you know what I mean? But I'm happy that I've done what I've done. And I'm happy that I've at least managed to, you know, save at least one life, or if not more.